it was actually pretty interesting because I've come to Nairobi, right, and I have DSTV,
Yeah.
and um, I don't really have anything to watch, and it's really funny because I told someone I don't have really anything to watch, and someone said watch the Women's World Cup, and I was like, I'm still watching it,
Yeah.
but I still don't have
You
anything.
have you need more
Yeah,
stuff
like
to fill your day.
exactly, and my mom loves Cake Boss, so she puts on TLC, right?
TLC.
And she leaves it on, and there
The rest of the shows.
I've discovered there are a lot of shows on TLC which are just downright ridiculous, but in some ways they're actually brilliant.
In
Like
what
there's
way?
some concepts. Okay, so we'll just start off.
Okay,
well,
so yeah, welcome
we're-
back to
we're-
the WAT podcast.
we're discussing TLC shows because I feel like they deserve recognition. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna
Just because of how outrageous they
yeah,
are.
some of them, like you sit back and you think about how someone came up with this concept, and
Yeah.
I think some of them are really smart. And let me tell you why I think this one is really smart.
Okay.
I was actually very impressed with the storyline.
Okay.
So it's called a 90-day fiance, right?
Right.
So it takes people in long-term relationships, and it grants
And long distance really.
yeah
Long-term?
long distance, sorry, long
Yeah.
distance relationships. So for example, you and I are dating, and why is that such a funny thing, huh?
What?
Why is that
You
such
just
a
pulled it out of nowhere, and I was like, wait, what?
official announcement? Now Amay and I are
No,
dating.
we're not.
There's going to be an image of you and I, getting married, holding hands. Okay.
No.
So Amay and I are dating, and
Hey, this is an example.
Amay and I are dating in real life, and so what happens is you're living in the US and I'm living in, for example, UK, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the show grants me a 90-day visa to the US, and I come and I stay with you for 90 days, and then at the end of the 90 days we have to decide whether we can get married or not. If we decide
Based off of how we live.
yeah, how we live, and
Okay.
if we end up saying yes, they help us get married, and if we don't, then they just send us back. Like, so you
Okay,
have
I
90
see.
days to decide whether you want to marry your long-term partner or your long-distance partner. Yeah, and I
Do
thought,
have some of them been in like, are they together for a long?
yeah, they're
long
like
time?
for a long time, but they haven't really stayed together.
Ah.
And so now, yeah. And then there's another one where instead of everyone coming to the US, they send people to other places. Like, for example,
A destination wedding.
no. They, like, for example, there was a couple where one was in India and one was in the US. So they sent him to the US.
Oh.
And then he lived in India. And I don't know what the basis of that is. I don't know if it's because
I guess
the
they
couple,
ask each other like,
Yeah.
where would you be willing
yeah, where
to
are you
move?
settling down?
Yeah.
And then
Is it usually the guy who moves or the girl who moves?
it
Or is
depends.
it like 50-50?
Yeah, it just depends. Yeah, on the American show, it's whoever living in the US. It could be the girl or the guy or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, and I thought that was actually pretty interesting, and it
Fair
is.
enough.
Yeah,
No, that is quite like some of the shit, like I know TLC TLC is like, it's like a spectrum, right?
Yeah.
Right? There's like a lot of good shows like Cake Boss and like Kitchen Boss and all that shit, like the cooking shit. And then there's like the horrible ones
Yeah.
that I can just see from, so we have a list
Yeah.
that's up here, and like Sister Wives
Oh,
probably
that's actually
is weird.
Yeah, it's okay. So let me explain to you what Sister Wives is. So Sister Wives.
Wait. Actually, do you know any, like, okay, if you know all of any of these,
Okay.
from this list itself, okay, so you've explained 90-day fiance.
Fiance, right?
Then
Our daughter is a person who gave birth to quintuplets, and it's their story of how they're living with quintuplets.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Oh, Dr. Pimple Popper. Don't
Yeah.
even wanna talk about it.
Little People, Big World. It's about it's. I'm trying to find a political. No,
Don't.
it's nothing. It's a really good show. It's
Yeah,
actually
but like,
I don't know what the right word is, so I'm not gonna say it. You're right. I'm not gonna say what the word is because I don't want to be offensive, and it's a brilliant show. It's
yeah,
actually pretty,
vertically challenged people.
Because that's not degrading at all.
that's just worse. Don't.
No, that's how it is.
Okay,
right?
it's about short people and
Yeah.
and their lives,
Yeah.
and it's actually pretty interesting because there's this one couple and he wanted to he wanted to keep the farm, and the girlfriend wanted to sell the farm, and it's just basically their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's actually pretty interesting.
Okay. Sister Wives.
Sister Wives is about a polygamous relationship where I think they're all married. Like he has 3 wives, if I'm
Yeah,
not wrong.
yeah.
And it's just about how society is frowns upon them for having polygamous relationship and the battles that they face. It's heartwarming. I have no idea what counting on is. I don't know what K8 is. Moving on.
This
There are a
this
lot
I
of-
know this I know Kate plus 8 is like this one it was first Kate and some guy,
Mm-hmm.
so they were a couple plus 8, but now it's
There are a
plus
lot
8.
of kids
So
shows.
it's like she has
Yeah.
like 8 children, and they're all like grown up fucking people. So
And so-
it's like it's about how they were, and this is like what 19 kids
Okay,
and counting.
so it was really funny about this story. So I heard, right, that there are a lot of kids shows. There are a
Yeah.
lot of like shows like where people just have an insane amount of kids and it's about them living their lives. So if you have like I would say 10 siblings, you can contact TLC and probably get a show. Just saying. I am being honest
Yeah.
with you. But so 17 and counting, right? Turns out that they had 17 kids and
Yeah.
then they actually had to go and change their name because they gave birth to 2 more kids. Imagine having 17 kids and then still wanting 2 more kids.
Wait, what do you mean change their name?
Change their name.
Oh,
It was
change their name to 19 kids and counting.
Yeah.
Wow.
And apparently they still have plans to have more kids.
Bro, that's a lot of sex, man.
That's a lot of kids. What do you mean? Imagine giving birth to so many kids.
That's a lot of unprotected sex.
These and I
My
cannot even
God.
think of the financial burden that they face.
They probably live in like a rural state where they don't even have that. Like
Actually-
they don't have to like send these kids to school. They just homeschool them and
I
shit.
have no idea what I haven't
And
watched
like
it.
once they're, I'm saying that's
Yeah.
what I think it would be. And
Yeah.
then like once they're done with like high school or whatever, they don't send them to uni. They just get them to work somewhere in that town.
I have yeah. We should probably find out. But yeah, stop having. So
That's
19
a
is
lot of kids,
19 is
man.
when you stop.
I feel like 3 or 4 is when you stop, man.
Okay, that's quitter talk. 12 is when you stop.
Jesus
12
Christ.
kids. Yeah. Wow, that's
Are you
a lot.
hinting at something?
No, I personally would like 0 kids. 0 is my limit.
Okay.
I hate
So
kids.
0 is where you draw the line.
Yeah, I hate kids. I
Okay.
absolutely despise them.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm
I know-
sorry if you have a kid. I don't. Man, okay, it's fine.
I
forget
know.
it.
I know. Long Island Medium. That one's like really weird. It's
Oh
like
yeah, the person who can speak to ghosts.
she can
right? Yeah.
apparently speak to ghosts.
It's so
And like
garbage.
she brings all like the family
Yeah.
members and they have like something to say and everyone's just like fucking crying.
Yeah,
all the time and
it's
shit.
so much crying. Oh my god, they cry so much. She'll be like, "Oh, I can hear him," and then she's just bawling over there. Oh my god, you can already hear him.
All right, the next 2 shows are probably the ones that everyone has seen shit or have heard about: Honey Boo Boo and My Strange
Strange
Addiction.
addiction. Oh, I love my strange addiction.
If you like on Instagram, a lot of like you've seen a lot of stuff on My Strange Addiction.
Yeah, it's actually pretty insane.
Dude, what? Like I don't understand the psychology behind it. How does it work? How do people just like, what was it? Although I do feel like some of the stuff that we see on Instagram and whatever are like fakes. Like the guy who was addicted to dabbing.
My name is Adam MacArthur, and I'm addicted to dabbing. Went out in public before.
You know what I imagine is like, you know, him like being tied, like his hands are tied behind his back and he's just going through withdrawal and his mouth is foaming and he's just like having the shakes and he's like, I need to
Dab.
yeah, and he's just like, I need to dab, please.
See, at the end of the clip, he's like, "Yeah, I'm like 6 months
Yeah.
clear. I haven't dabbed," and then he sees like, and he's like, "Oh, that felt good." And
He goes to rehab and he's like, you know, he's with Demi Lovato and Demi Lovato is like, I have a strange heroin addiction and he's like, I have a dabbing addiction and he's just dabbing.
like, "What's up,
Yeah,
man?"
what's up?
Yo, can you sing a song for me?
I feel oh my god. I can only imagine how horrible Demi Lovato would feel. You know, they're in the group therapy session and everyone's like, alcohol has ruined my life, you know, smoking has like taken away my kids, and he's like, I just can't stop dabbing them. I just can't stop dabbing. And everyone is just like, you know, it's those people who are like, oh man, I was sad for a whole day, I might be depressed. That's how everyone looks at him. I can't imagine it. That's just hilarious. But yeah, another amazing show that I actually want to bring up, like before we go through this, is Sex Sent Me to the ER.
I've seen some of those.
Yeah, and the very first episode, if I'm not wrong, is he was having sex, like they hadn't met in a while, and they started having sex, and turns out he thrust in her so hard that he hit her head on the backboard, and then he thought he killed her.
Oh my god.
Yeah, imagine you're.
So she like she
No,
she
she
like,
passed out.
She passed out.
Yeah, and then he took her to the hospital, and he's like, "No, whatever, it's fine." Yeah, that's pretty insane, right?
That's how hard he. Wow.
Yeah, imagine thrusting someone so hard that their head just hits the backboard and they pass out. Imagine going up to someone's parents and it's like, "I'm sorry, I killed your daughter," or like kind of thrusting her too hard. And I don't even know what my response would be if someone came to me like,
I thrusted too hard on your daughter.
thrusted too hard and
And her
she
skull cracked open on the
Yeah.
headboard.
Yeah, and there's so many stories where, yeah, and it's really funny because when I was like I was even reading about it just to make sure I have it right,
Yeah.
and turns out like when they said head, for some reason I thought he thrust so hard he broke his head.
He's like.
Yeah, his penis
his
head,
dick.
right?
Oh god.
And then I was like, no, it was
That's
just
like
hit.
just.
Yeah, it's
I saw one clip where they were like, they climbed up a tree
Mhm.
and they were having sex on the tree, and then the branch broke and then they fell down, and this guy like.
hold on, yeah.
No,
there we
I think he's like he fell on his dick
Mhm.
and broke. And then this other clip that surfaced on Instagram that they were like the chick was like pole dancing
Mhm.
and like she called him and they were having sex on the pole or something and the pole just fell and they both fell. I don't know how that would send someone to the ER, but that apparently sent them to the ER.
Why don't you guys just have sex on a bed? But I guess having sex on a bed can also send you to the ER because you can hit the backboard. I guess there's no safe place for sex.
Yeah.
Maybe the conservatives are onto something. Maybe just save sex for marriage and then
If you do it in a horrible way, like if you do it right, even sex on a pole can be fine, like can be safe.
yeah,
But as long as you like do it properly.
I know. This is
But sometimes our animal instincts take it over, and
yeah, and then you guys are just plowing each other all willy nilly. For the funniest one, and I actually wrote this down, is so basically what happened is this guy was having sex with this girl, and she started orgasming,
yeah.
and she started orgasming for so long that I think, hold on, let me get this right. Yeah, she had a multi-hour climax.
I started hopping up and down to see if that would do anything. There was nothing we could come up with to get me to stop orgasming.
Which sent her to the ER.
What?
Yeah, imagine orgasming for so long that you were sent to the ER. Imagine imagine you were a doctor and you walk in and you just see someone orgasming over there. And you're like, what do I do with this? How do I deal with this? Just see some, and he's like, and you just look to the dude and you like high five him and you're like, what did you do? And it's actually funny because I've actually read Reddit stories where like people have like they've had threesomes and stuff, and the guy has given like his girlfriend such a great orgasm, and she's just orgasming again and again, and he actually gets so worried, and I'm like, man,
But
I'm really failing at sex.
doesn't like the chick get tired after
No,
a
she
while?
does, and that's the whole thing. Yeah,
That's why
fatigue
you
and
go to
everything
the
kicks
ER.
in. Yeah, because like your whole like legs and everything are
Start
spasming, right?
Trembling, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just insane. But
But like, how did they stop it?
I don't know.
You didn't watch it?
No, I
That's
didn't.
a disappointment.
Yeah.
You did all this shit and you didn't even watch it.
No, man. Because, sometimes it's actually really weird because, like, your mom walks in and she just sees this.
Watch it, just stream it. TLC shows for free.
You want to watch the episode?
Thank you.
Come on, let's
It
just
was
watch.
not there on the list, by the way.
I know, but I
You
think
probably
it's...
have to like search.
Yeah, I think it's kind of
Like-
yeah, I think those shows, like, episodes are just on rerun, They're just...
But I don't think they're online anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, there's even this other one, right? Where, I don't know if it's here, but there's this construction thing, and they just buy old houses and they renovate them, right? And they resell them.
Yeah.
And there's so much drama. For example,
Is
like...
it like a couple?
Yeah, it's a couple.
Is it Fixer Upper?
I think it is. I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Fixer Upper.
Let's see.
Just search Fixer Upper. Even the mall cops, Malls of America, was just amazing. They basically just followed mall cops,
No.
and yeah, they just followed mall cops. And I don't even know who comes up with these shows.
Well, Fixer Upper, right?
Yeah,
Fixer Upper TV show.
no,
on
it's
the
not them.
Today
It's not these
Network
guys.
HGTV.
Yeah, it's not these guys. now I'm wondering if it's on TLC, but they had so much weird
Because
drama.
I know there's a lot of like those on like this other channel called Fine Living. That's the
Oh
one
man,
that
yeah,
I
I
watch.
think I might be fine.
That's the one
living.
that I watch.
Yeah, I think it might be fine living. But even those guys, man, they're just yeah. For some reason, I saw Nathan Jeremiah, and I just assumed that this construction show was also on that. But yeah, TLC has a great selection of shows. If you're ever bored,
They're the ones that are breaking Amish. Holy shit.
yeah,
Have you
everyone-
watched that one?
No.
I have.
is it good?
Well, I don't think so.
Is it good in a bad way?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
What is it about?
It's about they follow these Amish people, and they start living. I don't know in what city, but they start living in a city. So now they're completely like they've broken every single Amish rule, and like it's weird. It's weird
Why is it weird?
because like they're still sticking to like some of their traditional, like, you know, the way they dress, the way they speak, the way they do things in public and stuff. They still stick to that, but they're not in Amish country anymore. They're in a city. So like everyone's just like looking at them and like judging them kind of, and then they all live together. So it's like a couple and like three other guys, and like one of them, and it's like two girls and three guys. One of them is a couple, and then it's like two guys and one girl. They live together, and everyone lives in this one big house or something like that, or an apartment, and they're always complaining that like this couple is like always doing this PDA type shit and all that stuff, and we aren't used to it because we're Amish and we don't really do that. And like I think at the end of season one or whatever, there was a specific season, but at the end of it, they were all building up to the part where like the couple are gonna kiss because they hadn't done it yet, and then they showed like they like made out and stuff, and it was like, oh, that was weird because it was horrible.
Imagine having your first kiss on TV. Like, you know, someone recorded like a camera up close.
It was
and you're
okay. It
like,
wasn't up close, but like at that point they were like giving them privacy, but not in the full sense. It was like from far away.
yeah, but imagine the situation. Imagine you have to have your first kiss and then you have to walk out and give an interview about how your first kiss went.
And they didn't interview. They just kissed and then.
Okay, I need to get on this show. I have so many notes for them to take it forward, make it weirder. Even though there's this other show, and it's my big fat American gypsy wedding, and I kind of looked it up, and I was like, apparently,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, it's there, and it's really fun. But I realized gypsies is an offensive word.
Really?
Yeah, I actually, because I remember.
So what would you call them then?
I have no idea. The Romani.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're Romani people, right?
Okay.
But I don't know what, because I searched it and I was like, I feel like I'm pretty sure there's controversy in America because that's where every controversy is, where people are using the G word. I'll just say the G word since I've said it. And then I kind of consulted people and I was like, if it's in a show, can I just say it one time just to, you know?
I'm pretty sure if it's in a show, you can say it. It's
You
like,
don't know this. If I am famous, okay, let me give you this. If I am famous one day and this podcast and me saying this word comes to bite me in the ass, I'm gonna blame you.
We have said a lot of worse shit on this show.
It's fine, but
I'm pretty sure the word, the G word, or the G word isn't going to come by.
well, it's I don't want to pile on to my already horrible things. I don't want this to be, you know, the reason like my new hit show, like, you know, I'm the movie reviewer on the Daily Show now, and then they're like, oh, we can't have you because you said the G word. And then it would be really funny if someone's like, it's not even offensive.
Yeah,
You guys are just
I'm pretty sure it's not. It's like, you know, that South Park episode where they just said shit, and then everyone was like, "Oh, you can say shit," and then they stopped bleeping the word shit for that entire episode. It was like in season 5. It's really early on.
No, I don't remember that.
Like season 5 or season 6. It was, the episode was called "The Shit Hits the Fan." Not even joking. So they said shit on TV one time, and then it broke records because everyone was like dying to hear shit on TV, because that would make it now proper to say it everywhere else. And then they were like, oh shit, like we smashed it. Now we need to break that record. So the network guy head is like, we will say shit but twice. And for like the finale, he's like, we will like whatever, all our shows live from a studio with studio audience, and instead of the script, they will only say shit. So at the end, I think they have like the world record for the most amount of like shit said on TV, because at the bottom there was like a time, like there was a ticker on how many shits they said, and it was probably like 200 at the end or something like that.
That's actually impressive.
Because at the end, that whole part, that there was like one scene where that network producer said shit like 50 times. He was like,
shit.
Okay, I'm going to go watch this. This sounds like a fun episode.
it was pretty good.
But yeah, I feel okay. Speaking of, since we recorded the Chernobyl thing, I think every TLC show should be rated higher than Chernobyl.
No.
Yeah.
That's like 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I know. Everything on this channel is a 10 out of 10.
No.
Okay, let me ask you
I
this
beg to
question that I
differ.
wanted to ask. What is your strange addiction?
My strange addiction, I don't have one.
You don't like dabbing?
No.
You gotta have one thing.
I don't have a strange addiction. I don't. I really don't.
You don't.
No. If I don't think that's strange.
But it's an addiction.
I don't think masturbate. I'm not addicted to it. No.
How many times did you do it? Moving on. Okay.
If I did have one, I'd probably be on the show, but I'm not.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Why are you jerking off right now then?
No,
If you don't
I'm
have,
not.
you're not addicted to it.
I'm not.
That's why you're whipping out your dick. This is like harassment. Why you? It's funny because you raised your like both hands like people could see what you're doing. You're like, I'm innocent. Please. And I'm like, who are you showing it to? There's going to be an audience.
Yeah.
But
That's just awkward. Yeah, at this point now.
okay. Let's see how many minutes.
Do you have a strange addiction?
Actually, I think I do.
You do? Let's hear it, man.
No, I'm trying to figure it out.
Let's hear it. If it's good enough to be on the show, we'll send your CV in.
To TLC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, okay, no, it's not. I don't think any of my addictions are strange.
I that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's when you look at the amount of shit that they do. Like there's a fucking person who eats like rocks and like plastic.
Man, I need to find. You know, this is a way to become famous nowadays. I need to find something weird to do. I'm gonna start eating cables from tonight. Let me message my mom and I'm like, you see that HDMI cable? Bring it out, cook it up. And I'm gonna start eating cables. And I'm saying cables because I just see cables everywhere.
There's nothing but cables
Yeah.
in this room.
Okay, if there's one weird thing that you could eat, okay, let me give you 3 options. You can either eat laptops, hard drives, or phones for the rest of your life. Which one would you pick?
Huh. Probably phones,
Why phones?
because they have a lot more components in that much.
So it'd be more.
It'd be
filling.
more filling, but you wouldn't feel guilty about eating the entire phone. Whereas
Yeah.
if you eat the entire laptop, like
Yeah.
you'd feel guilty afterwards because you're like, holy fuck, that's a lot of shit that I just put in my mouth.
Yeah, but wouldn't a laptop? Okay, considering let's say you have to buy all of these things, right?
Yeah.
You have to buy you have to buy phones to eat.
Okay.
Wouldn't it make more sense to get a laptop?
No.
Because I mean they're approximately the same. I guess you could get cheaper phones. You know, he's trying to like crack
You
open
just
the
get like
Nokia.
a Nokia 3310 or whatever.
Don't try to get the
No,
old
don't
Nokia.
get the Nokia
Yeah.
3310.
You're like-
Your teeth will
How would
break.
you justify to your parents? You're like, yo, your dad's like, didn't we have so many spare phones? Where are they? And then he like walks into your room and you're just chewing that. And you're like, it's not what it looks like. And he's like, it looks like you're eating a phone. And he's like, yeah, it is exactly what it looks like.
I don't think I'd be able to explain it. I think that'd be worse than being caught watching porn.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Okay, no, I completely get why. It's so much easier to justify watching.
Maybe like in an Indian family, in a conservative family, not so much. But like if you're in a Western family or like a much open-minded family where they don't give a shit, like I feel like masturbation is much easier to explain than eating a phone.
Okay, you know what I think? I think even in an Indian family, it's a lot easier to explain why you're watching porn. Because even though our parents wouldn't say it, they know we are, right? Everyone knows that everyone watches porn,
Probably.
right? Like if they walk in, it's so much, it's like if your child is watching porn, it makes sense why they're watching porn. Like, if they're
Yes.
20, 21.
Yeah.
But it's still harder to explain why the phone is open and you're like with a fork and knife cutting.
Knife cutting the
You're
battery
cutting the
open.
battery open and you're like and you're
And it's like, yeah, it's explosive.
yeah, and you're like and you're like slurping down on the lithium inside. I don't even know if the lithium is liquid.
No, you probably die.
Yeah.
It would probably blow up in your face, first
Yeah.
of all.
But that's
Like, you'd have to take out the battery and eat
Yeah.
everything else.
that's true. But yeah, it would be a lot harder. You're just like you go down and
Actually, I changed my mind then.
Yeah.
I'll eat fucking hard drives.
that's fair.
Because taking out batteries is a pain in the ass.
And you also don't have to eat the screen in both, the
Yeah.
glass screens with a hard drive.
Yeah.
Okay. We can end it on that note. We're both going to eat hard drives for the rest of our lives. If you catch us in goddamn, what is a famous restaurant?
Chapati.
If you catch us at Chopati or Mr. Wok
Or
and we're just
Hashmi.
or Hashmi and we haven't ordered anything and we're just munching down on hard drives, or we're making a scene like we've gone up to the front desk and they're like, there's no hard drives on the menu. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And you're like, I want a I want a goddamn grilled hard drive. And they're like, Jesus.
So at this
Yeah.
point, our restaurants
Yeah.
are like now computer shops.
Exactly. And yeah, I know. But we're going to be entitled and we're going to go ask Kashmir. We're like, here. And we bring our own food. We're like, here's 2 hard drives. Could you put it on this, grill for us? Or, yeah, bring some salad. And if you see us munching down on some hard drives, don't come up to us.
Just
Jesus.
let us be.
Just let us be. Just fucking let us be.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay.
On
Goddamn.
that disturbing note, I think it's time to end
Yeah.
this week's episode of the WAT podcast.
Yeah.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.